Okay, so I just hit level 100 2 or 3 days ago. I think the game's been out maybe a week. And yesterday I finally I heard the last fight from a friend that did it was very difficult. So I took a couple shots at Ares, and then Maestro follows it. And from what I understand, if you screw up the Maestro fight, you have to do the Ares fight over. The Ares fight is very hard. Fortunately, so I lost the Ares fight several times, and then when I finally beat Ares, I one-shotted Maestro, did it the first time, and so I finally beat the game. Level 100, beat the game, and I thought this would give a better perspective on, is the game good or not? If you actually finish the game through, what are my impressions throughout, what I like, what I didn't like, and yeah, let's get into it. So, the game in the beginning does feel very autoplay driven. One of the things I do keep in mind though, and it's hard to because the game feels as though it's a PC game. Like its intent is to be a PC game. From what I understand, people that play it, I play it on LD Player. I play other games on BlueStacks, and from what I hear, playing it on a cell phone, that the game does get very hot, which I can understand. By the game, I mean your cell phone. Your cell phone gets very, very warm from playing it. And warm's probably an understatement. The game runs super hot from playing it for a long time. At the end of the day, the game does feel like it belongs on a PC. So at the end of the day, does that mean you should play it on your cell phone? I like that. I have the ease of use if I'm out and about for whatever reason, and as a on-the-fly thing to get my fix. If I'm bored, I can jump on the game. But I think ultimately 99.9% of the time I'm going to play the game. It's going to be on an emulator. It's going to be on a PC. And that being said, should they have just put it on PC instead of making a mobile game that is compatible to play on a PC? I don't know. However, I did beat the game, and one of the very first things that stuck out to me that I really liked, the animations for combat are amazing. Very, very great game in terms of the combat is super fluid. It feels engaging, fun. The animations are awesome. But one of the first things that you do feel in the game that you will not like are the side quests feel very fluffy. They feel like they're put in there specifically to make the game longer and to make you feel as though you're doing something to stretch the game out to get experience. They do regurgitate and reuse a lot of the character models, and you'll find that on a lot of the side missions, they have chosen not to put in the voice acting, and it does feel like it's supposed to be there, and it just isn't. Whether or not this will be put in the game later on, I'm not sure. This is a soft launch, so whether or not that voice acting will be put in later on, I don't know. But it feels like it should be in there, and it's not. And the fact that they reuse a lot of the NPC character models over and over and over throughout the game, it's obvious why they do that, and that's because they can only make the game so big because ultimately it's supposed to be on this. You're supposed to play it on your cell phone. So I think the majority of people are going to play it on an emulator. I don't know. It just feels like it just plays so much better on an emulator. I don't know what the experience is going to be like on my phone. Eventually I'll probably, because I'm going to travel, I'm going to go somewhere where I can't easily get to my PC, and I'm still going to be required to log in and get dailies and things like that. I will probably at some point experience the cell phone dynamic of this game. Until then, who knows? I don't know if it's going to be good or not on the cell phone, but on a PC it's pretty great. However, you are reminded of a lot of times that it is a cell phone game trying to be a PC game. And yeah, the number 4 thing I like, I guess if we're numbering these things, is that the costumes they do make you feel like you have some customization at hand, and that I think more games should lean into customization, and from feeling like you have a unique character look, but also from a build standpoint, having your own unique builds are another thing that I really like about the game. So the costume customization, and it's pretty vast. You can make some really cool looking costumes, from mix and matching pre-existing sets to stuff that is unique on its own to come up with your own look. There are some wildly different, from Midgard to Sakaar. There's tons of different regional sets that have their own look. Those regional looks are absolutely nuts. It's stuff that you would never imagine seeing in a comic book, and it does make it feel like you can have your own unique feel for your characters, and I think that's super important. The builds can be vastly different as well. I almost wish that they leaned into more of this, that there was even more unique customization. There are a lot of different ways you can build your character, but I think at the end of the day, like, having some really, really wild builds would be incredible. At the end of the day, though, again, I got to double down. This is a cell phone game. There's only so much you can do, and I feel like they pushed the limits in this game already. They checked a lot of the boxes, and I have personally never seen a cell phone game on this level ever. And it is they thought of everything. They really did. There's you, as you're playing the game, you can tell that they did not they did not miss too many things. But there's also some things too that I didn't enjoy. Some of which. Obviously, as you're grinding the game in the beginning, you'll notice that a lot of it feels like it can be done on autoplay. Now, you do get into boss fights where it's not going to work out well for you if you keep the game on auto. Those are the first, and I feel after the further you get away from about the level 25 mark, as you get in closer to the level 30, and then more so 35, 50. The idea that you can just autoplay the game starts to diminish, all the way up until when you get into the end game, where it's much, much less. To the point where I can say in the beginning, I didn't like the feel of that the game felt like you could auto a lot of it. But later on, when you get to the end game, you start to appreciate the fact that the stuff that's grindy, you can then auto that stuff. So it's a weird thing, where a balance in the beginning where you kind of don't like it, but as the game goes on, you kind of learn to appreciate, and it's kind of fun to autoplay when you built your character up to decimate the content in front of you. So it's kind of a give and take thing. I will say that the further I got away from the mid game, the more and more I enjoyed the content. And I'll show you what I mean, which is as you've progressed in the game, you start to unlock some of these game modes. And I'll just show you right here. We have Blitz, Most Wanted, Special Operations, Battle Challenges, and Raids. And then also down here, you have Omega War, Dimensional Duel, and Dark Zone. Now, quickly, I'll just give you a quick 1 through 10 on my initial feelings. 10 being, I absolutely loved it. Blitz is probably a 6 or a 7. It's fun, little grindy. It does, once you get it to level 100, it's a form of, it's a way to power level your characters by getting the rewards there. Because you can put them in your squad shared bank and rip through them with your high-level character, put the rewards in the squad shared bank, and benefit your characters. So it's okay. It's good. It's not a bad game mode. Most Wanted. Oh shoot! Didn't mean to hit that. All right, Iron Man, stop. Okay. Most Wanted. This is probably my least favorite of all of them. It is, and also it's one of the things that I didn't like. It's your first introduction to spawn camping, and what I mean by that is the Most Wanted, every day you'll have 3 Most Wanted. It's kind of like a bounty board of 3 bad guys you have to go kill, and you have to wait for them to spawn. There have been a couple in the game. Most notably, there's an Ultron that just feels like he never spawns. There is a requirement that you have character-wide where you must kill Ultron 5 times. I'm still at 0 for that. I don't know if it's bugged. Not really sure what's going on with it, but I've never seen Ultron in that game mode. So, that game mode, Most Wanted, don't love it. I would give it, I give it a 3. It's not super fun or anything. Whatever. But that's the beauty of it, that they do give you lots of different things. And I think it's because you have all of these other things that the Most Wanted bothers you less. Is that weird? I don't know. Anyway, Special Ops. Special Ops I like a little bit better than the Most Wanted. I don't absolutely love them or anything. Some of them are kind of fun, and then some of them are not. And I feel like because of that, I can give it a 5.5. And yeah, sometimes it's a 6, sometimes it's a 5, so 5.5 is fair. Some of the special ops are more fun than others, but I don't particularly love them. What else? The battle challenges, a little grindy. It is kind of fun. This leans into the auto feature. I put all of the early ones on auto with my character, and I rip right through them until I get to the point where the content becomes difficult. And battle challenges are, they're okay. They're not particularly, they don't suck, and they're not particularly super fun either. Probably also a 5.5. They're probably tied with special ops in my opinion. The raids aren't too bad, but they don't feel raidy. So, as you can see, these are the characters. You grind them for these little pieces down here that you see that you need for you need to build your character up for your specializations, and they don't feel like your mainstream raid that you're on. So when you hop into them, sometimes you have a couple stages where you get to a bad guy, and sometimes there's no stage at all where you go right into killing the bad guy. It's not particularly super fun, and it doesn't suck. So again, probably a 6. It's on average more fun than battle challenges and special ops, and it's okay. Now, the arena category is actually pretty fun. Omega War is a 9. I think Omega War's my favorite thing of all the stuff. It's kind of like group PvP, not capture the flag, but it's if someone gets a kill streak going, their value goes up. If they get killed, you steal their shine, and then you have a big bounty. I don't really know what better way to explain it. All I know is it's complete chaos, it's madness, and somehow it translates to being a lot of fun. And I'm not normally a PvP person. I don't normally love PvP at all. For whatever reason, though, this is a lot of fun. And Dimensional Duel is, as you can see, I made up to Plat 3. I think I was ranked as high as, like, in the teens or the low 20s maybe is about the best I've done, which is pretty good. I have a PvP video where I put together a particular build, and I ripped through this in the when I was only like in the 70s or something. So I'm level 100 now, and most of the competition I face is pretty difficult, but matchmaking's a little goofy. Sometimes you'll face people that you can face roll, put it on auto, and kill, and then other times the same thing kind of happens to you. It's PvP I've never been a fan of PvP, but this is fun. It's I would say a 7.5 or 8. It's a good game mode. I'm surprised that I like it better than the operations. I really couldn't tell you why either, but I just do. I really, it's fun. And then finally, last night, by completing the story mission, I did unlock Dark Zone. And Dark Zone's kind of like, I guess it's the end game. It's where you go to farm the best stuff. And I briefly flew around in there and picked up these little crystals in there, and it was fun, but again, I didn't get to experience. I had friends that were already in there in a group. I wasn't able to complete the story mode quick enough to get in there and join them, but they did do what I think is a world first in killing Ares. Unsure on that, might have to fact check it, but it does look like it's fun. Some of these other things, the Alliance stuff and whatever, it's still too much in the infancy stage to even realize whether or not I like it, love it, or not. There's a couple things that I don't love. Also, I just want to touch base on those real quick. There is a mechanic called Squad EXP that you're required to get, since I'm looking at it, and I don't love this mode. It feels intrusive into some people. When you make your first character that you love, you want to level that character up to the end game, and maybe you just want to focus on that character and that character alone. That's typically my style, and this bottlenecks your ability to do that. You get to a point in the game many times over where you're feeling like you're progressing the game, and then it requires you to level up the squad experience to move on to the next stages of the grind, so to speak. And in order to get this up, you have to get this squad EXP, and the best way to do it is to level other characters. And I didn't want to do that. I don't want to level other characters. I want to level the one I picked, and I want to level that one, get it up to the top. And I don't want to feel like it's a requirement to log into all these other characters and level them up to 30, level them up to 50 to grind this up so I can level the main character up. It felt intrusive. I didn't love it. I feel like if they got rid of this and found a way to do away with that, to still maybe keep it in the game for what it stands for, which is that it makes it easier to level your alternate characters, but without the requirement to bottleneck your main. I think that would be great. This is the first point, too, where I have to say where you feel inclined, if you're someone that may or may not be okay with spending money on these kind of games. This is the first time when you reach this bottleneck, there is a way to spend through it, which I did. But it kind of annoyed me that it felt like something I needed to do in order to rip through the game quicker to get to level 100. So that being said, I didn't like that, and that was probably one of the biggest things that bugged me about the game. There's also an alliance timer, where if you leave an alliance, you have to wait 24 hours to join another alliance. Didn't love that either. Not that I've done it, but I've seen other people do it, and I felt empathy on their behalf because they just wanted to leave whatever alliance they were in. If it was the default alliance you get put in to join, the 24-hour requirement, I'm sure there's a reason for it, but I don't know it, and I don't understand it, and it seems sort of silly. If someone wants to leave and join another alliance, they should just be able to do that, I think. It felt intrusive just for the sake of being intrusive. I don't understand. The juice doesn't feel worth the squeeze for whatever reason they put it in. If you understand what their reasoning was for that, feel free to share it in the comments, but intuitively, I just didn't even know what the hell they were doing with it. I don't know. You got me. And then finally, I would say it's up there with the squad EXP grind. One thing that, and I'll say, now that I'm level 100 and I don't experience the squad EXP thing being in my way to level, my number one thing now that bugs the crap out of me is the inventory management. And what that is that I am if you're grinding during the day, you're picking up all these resources, your inventory fills up quickly with all this junk. You're constantly finding stuff to get rid of. Here, as you can see, I have a bunch of stuff that I don't need, and through the daily grinding, this fills up super fast, and you run out of inventory space, and it becomes you're constantly having to micromanage this, and it's rather annoying. It's not fun. It feels like it's something stuck into the game purposely to make you feel like you have to expand your slots in the game. Spend money so you can expand your inventory slots. So it's purposely intrusive, and I don't like it. I've used the word intrusive a lot. I realize that, but that's the way it feels. It feels like I don't want to deal with this it gets literally sometimes every 20 minutes. I feel like I'm deleting stuff out of here from like all this stuff, depending on what you're grinding, will fill up very, very fast. Another thing that I did realize, though, since I'm looking at these things, there is a little convergence thing where there's these kind of throwaway inventory things that you do. Still don't really understand what that mechanic is for, but you cash them in and you get some more resources that you end up hoarding. It's sort of silly, but whatever. So that leaves it down to my very favorite thing of the game is actually the voice acting. So it was something I complained about that doesn't exist in a lot of the side quests. However, in most of the main missions, it exists, and they crush it. I will say that, again, it's a mobile game, and you forget that it's a mobile game because some of this stuff they nailed. They really, really nailed. And the voice acting, you can tell it's not the original people, but sometimes you can't. And you know it's so close. On a scale of 1 to 10, the voice acting is a 9.5. It's nearly perfect. It's almost perfect because it's not perfect. I don't know if that makes sense. But the fact that they got voice actors to so beautifully nail who it is that they're portraying in the game, they really, really crushed that. To a point where it makes me enjoy the game quite a bit more. And that's probably one of my favorite things about the game is just an appreciation for it. So actually playing the game, the animations, the exploding on the battlefield, the combat, it is very, very fun. And I love it. 9, but the voice acting is right there as well at a strong 9, 9.5. Overall, the game is, with all these collective things together, there's been very few bugs. Like the bugs are so few and far between that you easily forgive them. And the things that I've labeled intrusive, the game's fun enough that you can forgive them. But at the end of the day, for what this game is, you can tell when it launches globally, it's going to be massive, it's going to be huge, and it might be the next biggest thing ever. I don't know, man, but like they've checked all the boxes, they've nailed a lot of these things, and yeah, you just get the vibe that this game is going to be absolutely massive, and especially if they bring out more characters, like if they bring out Deadpool, Black Panther, Nightcrawler, some characters, those are just some of my favorites. If they were to bring some of our favorite characters to the game and they can stay on top of this by introducing new characters, this game is going to have a long, long, long life. And yeah, I'm just blown away that this is a game that you can play on your cell phone. Absolutely wild. So the future's crazy, man. It's here. You can do this stuff. An open world MMO on your cell phone, even though I don't really play it on my cell phone. Probably never will. But the beauty is, you forget that it's a cell phone game when I play it on my computer. It's pretty awesome. I'm gonna double down on making content for it. I love it so far. Having a ton of fun. And if you have any other questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. Until then, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.